Leading with a limp. Hello, everyone. Today, I want to talk to you as leaders. Those leaders that have encountered failures, those leaders that have encountered problems, and they are thinking of quitting, they are thinking of giving up. I want to talk with you today to encourage you to get up and keep moving, and you can finish and finish well. So I want to talk to you about leading with a limp. That limp, when you're limping, you have injured yourself, you're limping, you're not walking properly. That's what I mean by leading with a limp. You must have had a failure, or you must have had something that tried to stop you from going on as a leader. According to John Maxwell, everything rises and falls with with leadership or with a leader. Leadership also comes with a cost, and it can cost you everything. Dan Allender says leadership is far from a walk in the park. It is a long march through a dark valley. In fact, leadership has been described as wearing a bull's eye on your chest during hunting season. I want you to understand that every leader must go through some storms. Whether you like it or not, storms will come. The amount of responsibility that a leader has is heavy. This weight causes many leaders to feel very weary. It is very heavy dealing with the leader's struggle for his own life. Dealing with the struggles of their own life is super heavy. But then adding the struggles of life for all the people you're leading, make it even harder. So I want you to understand that most great leaders have a limp of some nature. They have encountered failures of some nature. The limp may not be literal, it may not be even physical, or it may not be even visible to people. But if you stay around a leader, if you are around those leaders for long, they will exhibit the remains of previous injury, the battle wounds they suffered. These leaders may have had a failure that crippled them for a season. They may have messed up. They may have made some stupid mistakes. And some of them even may have lost their way. However, great leaders find a way to transform weakness into strength. Some of them may have even been tempted to quit, but they pushed forward and refused to quit or give up. Some of these great leaders moved forward despite the setbacks and the challenges. Another thing I want to talk to you about is that as a leader, you have to remember that young leaders will need your guidance. If you're a leader with a limp or you have encountered failure, there will always be that temptation to hide your limp. However, I encourage you not to yield to this temptation, because it is most likely that younger generations or younger leaders or emerging leaders around you who feel they have lost their way or they will someday, these leaders will need your guidance. They will need your encouragement. The emerging leaders need to see by example that they can get up and move forward after a failure, that they can get up again and move forward. They need to see, when they see you get up, they see by example that they can do it too. Another thing I want to bring to your attention is that leaders should not be afraid to be vulnerable. Your vulnerability enhances your leadership credibility. I say it again. Your vulnerability enhances your leadership credibility. Vulnerability doesn't lead to disappointment or disrespect. It actually transforms the leader and earns him greater respect and power. When people see that you're a human being, when people see that you can be vulnerable, they will respect you and they will trust you. Conversely, as a leader, when you attempt to hide your weaknesses, the more you will have the need to control those you lead. And also the more insecure you will become, which will ultimately affect your character. And finally, great leaders do not allow their limp or failure to hinder them. Despite their limp or their failure, great leaders get up, they recover, and they proudly limp across the finish line. So you can limp across the finish line despite your failure. I hope this will help you as a leader or an emerging leader. And thank you for listening.